This is TWiT.
Apple is the fourth largest gaming company. What? Wait a minute.
That snuck up on everybody.
A new line of business for Apple.
And remember, this is the fourth largest before Apple Arcade comes out.
That's right. That is one of the changes with iOS 13 that it took me a little while. I went to the App Store on my iPad, and I'm looking for the update button. And where the update button is, or was, there's an Apple Arcade button, and all it says is, coming soon, which is not exactly what I've been looking for. But it turns out the update, you tap your picture in the profile in the upper right-hand corner. It actually has a little red dot saying how many apps you have to update. The rise of mobile gaming and the operation of the App Store helped the iPhone maker beat other gaming industry mainstays, including EA and Nintendo. What? The top 35 public game companies generated, get this, $114 billion in revenue last year amongst them. 82% of the global revenue. Apple is said to have earned $2 billion from gaming. It's not that they make games. That's not what makes them a gaming company. It's just the fact that games sold in the App Store make them a lot of money. $2.09 billion.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the first quarter.
Yeah.
More than $10 billion for all four quarters. Wow.
And this is, Apple's very well positioned, for a lot of this stuff. My kids, I'm amazed at how much they play on the Apple TV. I'll look over at the TV and they're playing, I guess, the story mode in Minecraft.
Yeah, that's big.
It's all on the big screen, and they're sitting there playing away on their, with their little controller.
What, do they AirPlay it over? Or?
No, they have it. There is a.
Not built
there's
into
an
the
app.
TV.
There's an Apple TV app.
Oh, on the Apple TV, yeah.
And so there's an app, and then they have a little controller that and they're sitting there just running away with it. And so anyway, they're great platforms for this, and I have to admit that they're not really pushing the platform very hard. Most of the games aren't. So there's still a lot of upward mobility, and I think that a lot of folks are going to have trouble getting squeezed between, as we move forward, the new Xbox, which is incredibly powerful.
Scarlet, but not out till the fall of next year.
Right, so it's still coming out in a while, but if you're thinking about what you're going to buy and start buying...
That's true, you got budget,
console,
you got to think about it, yeah.
You got to think about, am I going to buy... So I think that consoles are going to have trouble with that, and on the other side, you have mobile kind of really continuing to pick up speed.
Especially when you think about, the curation that comes from something like Apple Arcade, it really will cater to a niche group of people who want a particular type of sort of indie mobile gaming experience. If Apple does it right, this could really be a big deal for people who like the sort of atmospheric games with lots of beautiful imagery that have puzzle games or have deep stories or something like that. You're never going to get those sort of AAA games on mobile devices, even using with your Apple TV or your Mac, but you can get some really fancy indie games that are really explorative and fun to play. So I think this could be a big deal for Apple to grow in the industry by using this Apple Arcade in the future.
I agree. We, on iOS earlier today, Micah Sargent filled in for Megan Maroney. We were doing the Apple Design Award winners for 2019. And there's a game on there that I just think is gorgeous called ELOH, E-L-O-H. It's beautiful. It sounds great. And it's not the kind of game I think you would see if the iPhone or iPad didn't exist. I just don't think you'd see that anywhere else. It's right. It's if you look at it, you go, oh, that's definitely an iPad game. It's unique with both sound and imagery, and it's just gorgeous. It's really, really nice.
One thing that the cynical part of me has to mention in this is that now that when we see exactly how much money Apple makes off of gaming, that's a really great success story, particularly given how they're not known for. They're known for being, you want a gaming platform, then you don't want something made by Apple. Their Mac games kind of stink, but it's something that we should probably keep an eye on as we figure out that the gaming companies don't just simply sell a game and then take the money and pocket it and then hope you'll buy the next game. The game that they sell you or they give you is a platform for introducing you to a brand new store of content and trying to get you to buy more content as you go and as you go and as you go. So it's one of those things that I sort of want to keep an eye on of Apple is really, really upset with Google and Facebook for taking your personal information and making money off of it. for very, very good and logical reasons. But let's also mention that they don't make money off of that. Let's make sure that Apple is also going to protect its users against vulture-like game producers that are trying to increase game revenue. Let's see if they're willing to lose a lot of their own Apple's own incoming revenue from these games if it means that they're doing right by their people.